Hi everyone, I'm Abhisar Oja and welcome to the Simplilearn YouTube channel. Today we are going to explore web development with Python and we'll start with exploring various web frameworks used for web development. Moving on, we will learn what is Django and its key features. Further, we'll understand the MVT architecture of Django. But before we begin, if you love watching tech videos, subscribe to our channel, like the tutorial and hit the bell icon to never miss an update. And I have an insightful for you guys. Question for you guys. And your question is, when was the first version of Django released? And your options are 2004, 2005, 2006 and 2007. Please answer in the comment section below and we'll update the correct answer in the pinned comment. You can pause the video, give it a thought and answer in the comment section. Now we will move to explore the various web frameworks used for web development. Here are some of the most commonly used ones. We'll start with Django. Django is a high-level web framework that follows the Model View Controller or MVC architecture pattern. It provides many built-in features such as an ORM, an automation admin interface, and a powerful URL routing system. Django appears to be a MVC framework, but you can call controller the view and the view the template. Next we have is the Flask. Flask is a lightweight web framework that is easy to learn and use. It provides a minimalistic core with extensions that can be added to add functionality as needed. And next we have is Pyramid. Pyramid is a flexible and scalable web framework that can be used for both small and large applications. It is designed to be easy to use and easy to extend. Next we have the Bottle framework. It is simple and lightweight web framework that is ideal for building small applications and APIs. It has a minimalistic core and supports many extensions. Next we have in our list is CherryPy. So CherryPy is a minimalistic web framework that is easy to learn and use. It provides a built-in web server and supports many extensions. Next we have is Tornado. Tornado is a high-performance web framework that is designed for handling large amounts of traffic and connections. It provides a built-in web server and supports many extensions. And next we have is Web2py. Web2py is a full-stack web framework that is designed to be easy to learn and use. It provides many built-in features such as an ORM, a web-based IDE, and a powerful URL routing system. There are many other Python web frameworks available as well, each with their own strengths and weaknesses. The choice of framework depends on the specific needs of the project and the preferences of the developer. Now, we'll move to see what is Django. So, Django is a high-level web framework for building web applications in Python. It has many features that make it a popular choice for web developers. If I talk about the average salary for a Django developer, in US it's $105,000 and in India it's rupees 8.4 lakhs per annum. And now if we talk about the features of Django, there are several reasons why someone might choose Django over other web frameworks. And these features include, the first is Object Relational Mapping, that is ORM. Django provides an ORM that allows developers to work with a database using Python objects without having to write SQL queries directly. This makes it easier to work with databases and reduces the amount of code that needs to be written. Next we have is Automatic Admin Interface. Django provides an automatic admin interface that allows developers to manage their application's data using a web-based interface without having to write any code. And next, we have URL routing. Django provides a URL routing system that allows developers to map URLs to views, making it easy to build complex web applications with multiple pages and views. Next we have is Template Engine. Django has a built-in template engine that allows developers to create HTML templates using Python code. This makes it easy to build dynamic web pages that can display data from a database or other sources. Next we have is Form Handling. Django provides a form handling system that allows developers to easily create and validate HTML forms, making it easier to collect and process data from users. Next, we have is the security features of Django. Django has built-in security features such as protection against cross-site scripting, XSS, cross-site request forgery, CSRF, and SQL injection attacks. It makes a very secure to use Django. Next we have is scalability. Django is designed to be scalable, so it can handle large amounts of traffic and data without slowing down. And at last, we have the built-in caching feature. Django provides a caching framework that allows developers to cache frequently used data, reducing the load to the database and improving performance. So these are the features which let developers to use Django framework over others. Now we'll see the MVC or MVT architecture. That is, MVC is here directed as MVT architecture and what Django uses. So MVT is Model View Template. It's a software architecture pattern used in web applications development. It's commonly used in popular web frameworks such as Django, Ruby or Rails and Laravel. The workflow can be explained as follows. The user requests a URL. When a user requests a URL from the web application, the URL is mapped to a specific view in the application. Then we have view processes the request. This is the view and it processes the request. The view processes the request and interacts with large model layer to retrieve or manipulate data as needed. The view also creates a context object that contains data that will be used to render the response. And the template, it renders the response. The template receives the context from the view and uses it to render the HTML that will be sent back to the user's browser. And the response is returned to the user. The rendered HTML is returned to the user's browser when it is displayed as a web page. And the user interacts with the page. The user interacts with the web page by clicking on links, filling out forms or performing other actions. And then the process gets repeated. When the user performs the action that requires another request to the web application, the process repeats starting with the user requesting a new URL. Overall, the MVT architecture separates the responsibilities of the web application into three distinct components. That is the model, which manages data and business logic, the view, which processes user requests and interacts with the model, and the template, which renders the HTML response. This separation of concerns make it easier to develop, test and maintain web applications. Django MVT, that is Model View Template, is a software architecture pattern that is commonly used in Django framework. This pattern divides the code of a web application into three main components that we have seen, that is the models, views and templates. And when we just see about models, these are the backbone of any Django application. They represent the data and the business logic and the views and the templates. Now we'll move on and build a simple web application with the help of Django. Now we will create our first Django project, and for that first we'll go in Python projects and create a new folder and name it as project 1. And inside project 1 we'll open the command prompt. And to create the Django project, the first thing you need is Python installed on your system. So I will show you guys from where you can download the Python. You can download from the official website. Just go to the download section and click on the download Python 3.11.2 version. That is the latest version. So you have to download the latest version to make a Django project. Now moving on, and if you want to see like which version is installed on your system, you could just write a query python space -- version, and it will show you that is 3.10.2 and the latest version is 3.11.2. so you can install the latest version. As my version is above 3, it's okay to use that. Now we'll use an IDE for our project, and here I will use the Visual Studio Code. So you can use any IDE which you have hands on, but I will suggest if you are new and want to start with, you can start with the Visual Studio Code. So you can download it from here, that is for Windows, and get it installed. And now I'll come back to our folder and we'll open the command prompt, and here we'll open the RIDLE, that is Visual Studio Code, with the command code space period. This will open the Visual Studio Code for us. Now we will open a new terminal here. Terminal and new terminal. So here in the terminal, we will write the command for the Django admin to start a project. So there's a simple command start project. So it creates all the necessary files for a Django project, that is MVT architecture. And before that, you should have extensions installed on your Visual Studio Code to get some suggestions, and it would be good for you while writing the code. So I'll show you guys what I have installed. I have Python, that is by IntelliSense, installed, and I have also installed the Django. Okay, so you guys can also install it. Now, before running the Django, first we need to install it. So for that, we'll just write the command pip install Django, and you can also visit PyPy website. So just write Django PyPy and press enter. So this is the official website. You can just copy the command and paste it in your command prompt so that it will just run the files and get your Django installed. As you can see that the requirement is already satisfied. I have already installed Django, so I will not install the Django again. So now we'll start with the project, and for that, in the terminal, we'll use the Django admin command and start project, that is the sub command of admin. So for that, we'll write Django admin start project and the name of the folder in which you want to start the project. So we'll write world. As you can see that the folder is created, and if you just open it, you will see the number of files here, that is init.py, asgi.py, settings.py, urls.py, and wsgi.py, and manage.py. So these are all the files that Django gives you when you just write a command start project, and it will give you all the files necessary for the Django project. Now here we'll run the manage.py file to start our server. So for that, we'll write the command Python manage.py run server and click enter. Okay, so it won't be able to run it. So what we'll do is we'll come into this folder, that is the world folder, and after that we can run it. It states that it can't open the file, so we'll just close this Visual Studio Code and get back to a folder that was project 1, and inside it has created the world. So here inside this world folder, we'll open the command prompt and call out our IDE, that is Visual Studio Code, and inside this, here we will get a new terminal, and inside this terminal we will write Python manage.py run server. So by mistake we have written the wrong spelling of Python, so just write it again, Python manage.py run server, and press enter. Now you can see that it states that Django version 4.1.7 using settings, world.settings, and they have started the development server at http://127.0.0.1:8000. So we'll open this link. So you can see that the installation was successful, and this is your first Django project, and you should be happy that you have run this project. Now moving on, this is the default page. Now we'll create some pages and show you how we can create a basic project with Django. So first we will create an app, and to create the app we will write the command, or first we will stop this server and get a new terminal, and I will show you how we can create a new app using Django. So to do that, we'll just run a command python manage.py, and you can see all the commands, and this is the command start app, which creates a new app. So now we'll create a new app, and for that we'll write python manage.py space start app, and we'll name our app. So you could see here home app has been created, and inside you could see the files, that is init.py, admin.py, apps.py, models.py, test.py, and views.py, and this is our project world. Now you can see in the project we have settings.py file, but we don't have settings.py file in our app, and we have urls.py file in our project, and we don't have in our app, but we need to create urls.py file. I will tell you why we have to create it. So we have created a urls.py file, and we'll copy the same content from the project and paste it in our app. So first, talking about the settings.py file. So settings files will be project specific file, so it would only include in the project. And in settings we have information about templates and which database you are going to use. By default we use SQLite, that is Django uses the SQLite. If we go here, you can see the information about installed apps, what apps are installed, and by default they are installed in Django, and the what middleware we are using. This is about templates and the databases. Now in the home app we will create a file urls.py that we have created and copy the same from the project urls.py file. And now if we move to URLs, so what you can see here is that this URL, that is what status admin. So if we just run our server, we'll just run it and I will show you what this means. What URL patterns means here. So it has run the server and we have opened it here. So if you write /admin here, you will be redirected to the admin page. So what it shows is that the admin page, like if you just write /admin with our server, that is the HTTP, you will be redirected to admin.sites.urls. Now if a user have any query or passes any query on a website, the first thing this project will do is it will take you to the urls.py file of the project. So this is the urls.py file of the project, so it will take you there. Now in this what we will do is, you can see in the terminal that it just refreshes out. What commands you will write, it just refreshes out and it will show you on the website. Now here we will write a path so that if any user comes to a query, it will redirect it to the app, our app, and that is to the urls.py of our app. So for that, first we will import, that is from django.urls import path comma include and we'll set a path, that is if we have empty path then it would be included and redirected to homes.url, and if this path matches it will go to home.urls, that is if it's the empty path. Now we will go to the home app and check its urls.py. Now here we will create the first home page. So for that we will import from our app. From home we'll import views. So in views.py we create all the functions. So I will tell you how we will create it and how we will be redirected to templates. Currently we are not creating any template, but if we create any function, so that would be stored in the views. So we'll just set a URL path here. So we'll set the path and we'll write a function and we'll name the function as index and name it as home, that is for the home page. Now we'll move to the views.py file, and in this file we'll create the index function which will do the following things and take you to the homepage website that we'll create. So from Django.shortcuts we'll import render and HTTP response. And we have imported HTTP response. Now we'll create a function and name it as index, and inside we'll pass the request and we'll return HTTP response here, and what it will return is this is Django homepage. Now we will redirect to the server and we have to start the server again, I think. So this is Django. We have deleted terminal and we'll create a new one and run python manage.py, run server. Now our server is ready to go. Now it has opened and you can see this is the Django homepage. So we have created our homepage. The first one we have created was the default homepage. Now we have our basic homepage here. Now we'll do some modifications and add other things that would be static and templates. Now we see what happened here is we have opened the port and the first query goes to projects url.py, that is project1 url.py, that is the world, and here it has gone to the home.urls, and when it goes to home.urls, what its state is, if your query is blank, then you will run the views.index function, that is the index function in views, and inside the index function what we are returning, this is Django homepage. So this function has printed this is the Django homepage. Now to create other pages we can just go to urls.py and write path for others, that is when we have written /admin, it has taken to the admin web page. Now if we write about, so we'll create a website and in that there would be about section, and for that it will run a function that we will create in views and we'll name the function as about only. and we'll write the name about. And similarly we'll create a path for services or contact us, and in that we'll write views.about and give it a name that is about. So you can see the error in the terminal as we have just created the path for that, but we have not created the function. So we'll move to the views.py file and we'll copy this function and create a one for about and contact us, and this would be contact us. And in the views file we'll name the function as about and we'll return HTTP response. This is about, not homepage, about page. And similarly we will create it for contact us, and we'll return this is contact us page. Okay, now we'll save this, and if we go to our server and write /about and press enter, you can see it shows this is about page. So our queries are working fine. Now we will create two folders, that is static and templates. So first we'll create a folder static, and we'll create another folder and name it as template. So from here we'll see how to use templates and what is the use of static. So static is the folder in which we can create any file and we can store the data that is public, that is anyone can see that data, extract that data or use that data. So static is used for that. You can store your images or any file you want to show in public, so that is stored in static. And templates are what, in which we will create the HTML pages and we will apply CSS, or we can apply CSS also in static also, so that anyone can use it. So in this, if we write this is a static file, after writing this we need to go to the our settings.py file, and in here we'll see about the static files. So this is a static URL, and if you click on this link it will tell you how you can serve the static files and use the static files. So this is the static files underscore directories. So if we use this, we can insert static files into our project. So we'll go into settings.py and here we'll paste this, and but we need only one static file, not more than that. So we'll save this and move back to our website, and here now we'll write static and our name of the file, that was hello.txt / hello.txt, and if we press enter, you could see that the static file has been extracted and it shows the data in it, that this is a static file. Now we'll set the path for template so that we can use the templates project. So for that we'll write os.path.join, and inside we'll write base underscore directory, comma, and we'll write templates. Now we'll insert a HTML page in template. So for that we'll create and we'll write index.html, and inside this page we'll add something that would be, this is our first HTML page. We'll add some body also, that is in paragraph tag. We'll write this is the first template, and in the settings.py we have set the directories as base directory / template, as we have created the folder with the name template only. Now we will move to our page and reload it. So you could see this ID, the first template, we have written ID. Okay, so this is the first template. And if you want to create something good, then you can use the bootstrap also, as it is for the lazy people and I mostly use it. So first we'll copy the root project file and we'll replace this with ours, and we'll see what it has updated. So now we have seen what is Django and the features of Django, and how to create a Django admin, start a project, and how to create an app in Django, and how to use templates and static files in Django. So with that we have come to the end of this session, and I hope the session was interesting and informative. If you liked it, please let us know in the comment section below. Also do subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more from Simplilearn.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.